What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about MROCKS today. MROCKS, the native token for the Moonsters ecosystem. Moonsters NFTs, they are 404 MPL hybrid, all-in-one, multi-chain, multi-DAO NFTs. Okay. This project is set to take Web3 space by storm in 2026. Okay, so you can see this here, Web3 space by storm in 2026. They've got a lot of things planned for both the end of this year in 2025 and the transition into 2026. And to boot, you're at some of the cheapest levels that you'll ever see this thing be. We hit our all-time lows. There was a massive amount of accumulation that went on here, and we popped that bubble. We absolutely ripped through the roof. Unfortunately, we sold off, and it wasn't just us that were selling off, right? The rest of the market tanked as well. And I think, these low cap coins, they obviously get hit the worst. Fortunately enough, this isn't just your random average meme coin. It's not a meme coin at all, actually. The MoonRocks token is a utility token for the Moonsters ecosystem, but this isn't a fundamental video. I'm not here to talk about semantics. I'm here to talk about the price action. Fortunately enough, we have the wherewithal to know that the people behind this project, are legitimate participants in the crypto space. They've been here for multiple cycles. They've got your best interest, my best interest, their best interest, all in one, all together at the same time. And they've been building this project since before it came out, right? This listed back in May of 2025. If this was a money grab, if the people that were behind this project wanted to just take your money and run with it and they had no other intentions behind it, first off, you wouldn't have had this kind of recovery. Second off, the dump down would have been like this, right? We've seen how that happens. We've seen Launch Coin and other coins just sell off, right? What a rug pull is. That's not what this is. These guys are building. They've been building for even years before this launch date here. If it was just a money grab project, they would have launched all the way back whenever this project was first incepted. But they've worked on it. They've been developing it, and they've got a whole roadmap laid out for us here. If you want to check them out, you go to MoonRocks here. You can scroll down and you can click on their website. You can go to Linktree and just check out all these things. Not to mention there's NFTs to boot, which are pretty cool. And I think NFTs are going to make a comeback. I really do think that going into the end of this year, going into the end of this cycle, the beginning of 2026, NFTs are going to make a huge comeback. And Moonsters are undoubtedly some of the coolest, if not literally the coolest NFTs. I don't care about your Bored Apes out in the space. Being at a $1 million price right now, you have immense potential. And I'm not saying that this is going to happen. I'm just saying that, a $1 billion market cap is an attainable market cap for various crypto projects if they just catch the right traction, right? If Moonsters catch the same traction that Pudgy Penguins has, that Bored Apes has, that CryptoPunks has, that any popular NFT has, there's no doubt in my mind that we could see this thing do something absolutely stupendous. I mean, I'm not saying that it will get to a $1 billion market cap again. I'm just saying it's possible. And it's a community-driven project. It's built from the floor up by the community. Crypto loves projects like this. These are the kind of projects that you hear somebody put in $100 and they walk away with $100,000 or $1 million by the end of the cycle. This is that kind of project. And again, I'm not saying there are hundreds of thousands, maybe tens of thousands, maybe not that many. Maybe there's thousands of projects that have that potential in the crypto space right now. Not all of them will see that. Not all of them will. A lot of them will see growth. A lot of them will provide growth and provide gains, but not all of them are going to pull a 1,000x or a multi-1000x crazy things like what Shiba Inu did last cycle, or I'm trying to think of what did it this cycle, like what Caspa did this cycle. The reality of the matter is we're at a very low market cap here. Volume has gone. It's totally gone. We're depleted. We're holding support down here, and right now we're grinding this area for resistance, right? And I think that we are going to break out. We're at this $1 million level. That's probably why we're grinding this. It's probably why we consistently find resistance here over the past couple weeks now. But when we break above this, when we break above $1 million, we likely will see a sharp recovery to the top ends of this zone. That'd be my expectation. Where we found resistance before, where we found support before, right there at about $0.0019. I'm just curious, from a high to a low, it's right above the 382. That's perfect. This white line here, it's super common to pull back to your 382, but you don't find resistance right at it. You actually wick above it and then close below. What is right above it there? If we were to wick above it, the 382, or right above the 382 is this white line here at about 0.002, 0.0019. So something between 0.002 and 0017 is what the next intended target area is. And knowing my impeccable timing with these videos, I really wouldn't be surprised if by the time most of you watch this, or even over the coming days, if we saw a move that popped this up about 70% or more, 70% to 100%, maybe more. You could rip through the 382, and I do intend that we will see new all-time highs altogether. I really do expect that. By the way, from here, if you're with me, if you believe that MoonROCKS will see new all-time highs like I do, then from here, that is a almost 11x move from the current price. Okay, right? $100 turns into $1,100. $1,000 turns into $11,000. Right? You get the gist. It's a low market cap coin, low volume, low liquidity. So, you know that $100 might not move the needle that much, but $1,000 could push up the price. Right? We got $10,000 in 24-hour volume, and we're up 7% today. So, you know, it might not be a direct 11x if you put a 1K in here, but again, I'm just using arbitrary numbers. I'm not suggesting that anybody puts $1,000 or $100 in here. I'm just saying if you want to, you can see some serious returns, and that's just to get to the all-time high, let alone the new levels that we would see. The extensions here would be from here about a 16x to a 39x potential, right? 16 to 39x. We get that from the 1272 to the 1618 primary target zone. That's our primary extension zone. So I very much believe that MoonROCKS is at a voluptuous price, a very suitable price to buy. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if we saw something that was at, you know, about 0017 over the coming days. It could, again, with my timing on these things, man, you know, it could happen today. I am not the one. I've seen comments from haters and trolls that are theorizing that I'm the one that pumped and then I dumped this thing. First off, I don't have any affiliation with this project. I'm in good communication with the founder of the project, and I say good communication. You know, like we don't talk all the time, but I would say we're buddies, right? He's a good guy. I've been following him. I followed him for over a year before he even actually made this project, before I was even aware of it. And he's got a very loyal following for one reason and one reason only. That's because he helps people avoid making the wrong decisions in crypto. He really looks after people. He promotes good projects, makes his own good projects, right? Soul Saver, shout out to Soul Saver, and just anybody who's participating in the Moonsters ecosystem. Shout out to all of you making this thing what it is. You're still building, you're still developing, you're still working, even as you're going lower. Again, pay attention to the coins that are doing that. Don't pay attention to the shiny objects in the sky, right? There's plenty of coins right now that are pumping, and nobody knows why. There's plenty of projects that are at low points that are building, and if you're in the know, you're at a very good price to get in. I think this is a really good price here. I'm doing a lot of talking. I want to do some TA real quick, and then we can wrap up this video, okay? So looking at let's look at the 4-hour time frame, okay? I don't want to look at the 1 hour because we're moving sideways, so it's probably going to be boring. It won't be helpful. Right, when you're moving sideways like this, the 1 hour is not going to be helpful. 4-hour RSI is shifting bullish. We've absolutely got some bullish readings here. The stochastics are bullish, and the MACD is crossed above the zero. We're looking to find support here. I mean this when I say this. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if we got within the next 24 hours like a 70% pump. And if it's not today, if it's not tomorrow, from this level, the next area that we're going to go to is 0017 to 002. And if not there, then higher. Okay? If not there, then higher. We're at 001 right now. So phenomenal growth in a very short amount of time. Bullish on all your indicators here on the 4-hour time frame. We look at the daily time frame, and there was some very severe bullish divergence built on your MACD, right? Very severe. You had a little bit of a play out, but now you've gone down. You've actually been building bullish momentum since. We're building bullish momentum now. It's kind of odd. It's kind of weird behavior, but I do expect that with this momentum being built, with the cross of the MACD coming up above the zero, we should see some spectacular growth, a breaking point right there where we do really see some dramatic movements higher. Looking at the current trajectory, that's more postured, I would say, for the middle to end of this month, somewhere like after the 15th, but maybe before the 25th of this month, we're looking to cross above the zero. So pay attention to that point in time. I wouldn't be surprised if then or earlier we saw some rapid recovery here. Again, in the grand aspects of this move overall, from a high to a low, the first target's the 382. That's just the first target. That's what we could see in the coming hours, in the coming days. But by the end of this month, we should see something on the lines of a 200%, potentially to a 700% recovery or more. We really could see higher prices than this by the end of this month. I think this, because of, I'm not aware of everything that's going on, but because it seems like there are a lot of things that are being set up for the end of this year and 2026, specifically the beginning of 2026, I'm assuming that new all-time highs might be reserved more for December or January, or somewhere in that kind of time frame. But I do think that by the end of this year, we absolutely could see anything from a 6x to a, let's say a 16x by the end of this year, and then further targets than that going into January, February, March, April, May, the end of the cycle, stuff like that. I think the end of the cycle will be April, May, June, somewhere in there. The daily time frame, the RSI, bouncing right off the oversold zone, the same look that we had here, right? We bounced right off the oversold zone here. That was the same look we had at this low. We had a little bit of stagnation, and then about a week later, we had a massive rally, right? The exact same level that we're at here in the RSI. Now, just because we're there doesn't mean that we need spectacular recovery. We saw a similar movement here on the RSI, and there wasn't any really fantastic growth, but that did come with, come on now. I'm trying to line this up perfectly here so that we can see it. You know what? I'm just going to delete all these other indicators because I don't think we need it. The stochastics look bullish. The MACD is shaping up. It looks bullish as well, so we'll just remember that. But looking at the RSI here, when we were last down at this area, we were not at the low, but very near the low. About a week went by, a week and a half, and then we started to recover. Here, we were at the low, but we didn't move up immediately. I guess we did, but about a week went by, 4 or 5 days went by, half a week went by, and then we pumped, right? A week and a half a week, and then we pumped. Here, we're at the low. It's been about a half week now. I would assume within the next week, we're going to see some dramatic recovery. Now, does that mean that we do this? Again, no. Last time, or the very first time, we went up to here. And maybe that's all we get. Maybe we stop, not at that level, but we stop at something that's at about right there at 0019. But that's the next step. That's what I think is going to happen. 70% move or more incoming. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, hit the like button, subscribe. We can talk about the all-time high potential real quick, okay? Because, again, by the end of this cycle, if all it takes, guys, is the crypto space, really, I say all it takes. This is what it would take to get to $1 billion market cap or more. And I do believe we'll see $100 million. I think we'll see multi-$100 million. $100 million market cap, I believe, is what? That should be at 10 cents, right? That's a 10 cent price, $100 million. To get to $1 billion or more, what it's going to take is recognition across the space. It's going to take big influencers and people talking about it, right? And that will happen organically. The projects that do this organically are the ones that see the best growth, because the ones that do it inorganically, the ones that market the hell out of their project, that have promoters promoting it and they're paid to promote it, paid influencers and all that stuff, those are projects like Aster, like Hype, like Pudgy Penguins, like Trump, like WLFI. All coins that COAI, all coins that start off really good in their early days, but then they dump down like 60% or more, right? That's not organic growth. That's why they dump, because whenever it's inorganic growth, you have a high valuation. The whole intent is a money grab. They sell on you. Pudgy Penguins, I think, is going to come back, I think, and it already has. And Hype, I think, is going to come back. I think a lot of these projects can see new all-time highs, but they come out at their highs first to sell off. Coins that are organic in nature, that have community building, that are genuinely, I think the best word to use is organic. You see these crazy pumps because they start off at such low valuations, and the space as a whole slowly but surely hears about them. And that momentum builds, and that momentum builds. And if you're in early on those projects, that's where you get these crazy pumps. 10 cents is $100 million. $1 billion would be at $1. And that from here is approximately a 1,000x. A 1,000x, you take $100 and turn it into $100,000. You take $1,000, you turn it into $1 million, right? And the reality is, if MoonROCKS, if Moonsters gets to the level that we saw Bored Apes get to, that we've seen CryptoPunks get to, that we've seen, and maybe it won't get to those levels, but if it's a contender, if it's a serious contender, and for a time during this pump, it was the top project on Magic Eden, right? It was the one that was like talked about, or it was on the high rankings there for like a week, for a few days there, right? Whenever you get traction, whenever you become known, $1 billion might just be the starting point. What if we go to $5 billion? What if we go to $10 billion? Like crazy life-changing wealth is possible with this project. And what's great about it is, you know, that between now and the end of the cycle, even if we don't go all the way up to $1, maybe we only go to 10 cents, which from here is still a 100x. You know that regardless of where the sell-off is, the bear market, that this project is building, and that it will stay here. The community will only be building as time goes on. So this really is a good long-term investment. And I think you'll see this shine most when NFTs come back in season. NFTs are not in season right now, but whenever they come back into season, that's whenever it will shine most. So you buy before that, you buy before the hype, then you play off the hype, and then once the euphoria has reached a max peak, that's whenever you look to sell. Right, here we are, weekly time frame, bullish engulfing candle of last week and the week before. Keep pushing higher. If by the end of this week we can get up to that 00, what was it, 0012? It was 0017, I'm sorry, 0017 level or higher, we will effectively engulf like the whole last months of price action. That, I think that would just be a spectacular sign of reversal. And again, anytime we've shown signs of reversal, I mean, it's just been spectacular to the upside. So that's what we're expecting here. I got nothing else. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Check them out. What's great about Moonsters too is that you don't need to wait for somebody to buy your NFT in order to sell it. You can sell your Moonsters at the floor price on like whatever the floor price is on Magic Eden. You can sell that directly for MoonROCKS. So you don't have to wait for somebody to buy your Moonsters NFT, which that's a problem for some people. With an NFT, it's a bit of an investment. It's an investment no matter what, but because you have to wait for somebody to buy, not only are you buying this crypto NFT that's worth $1,000, $1 million, whatever it might be, but you have to wait for somebody to buy it from you for more than you bought it for in order for it to be a return on investment, net positive growth for you, right? With Moonsters, you don't have to wait for that. If MoonROCKS is up, you can sell your Moonsters at the floor price, whatever that might be, for MoonROCKS, and you can just cash out immediately. Which that's actually a very large benefit, I think, to this ecosystem as a whole. And there's a bunch of projects that are starting to do that stuff as well. But this one is very unique people, very good people behind the helm here. I trust them. I haven't sold a single bit of my MoonROCKS. Could have sold up here. Don't we wish we did? And then we bought down here. Wouldn't that have been great? But nope, I'm not selling any of it. I'm not selling until 2026, if not ever. I don't know. I'm undecided. This is money that genuinely could just ride for the rest of my life. I don't care. I do see the long-term prospects of this thing. I don't think it's just going to be here for this cycle, but I just wanted to make this video because, again, it's been like a month since we talked about it, and I really do love this project. It's one of my favorite projects in the space, and it's a very low-cap coin. You don't have to, if anybody is watching this and they're thinking, oh my God, C-Zar is telling people to put their life savings into this coin. No, I'm not. Don't do that. I didn't. I certainly did not. Put $100 in here, or not. Put $10 in here, whatever, with 1,000x returns potential, or 100x returns. Even 100x on $10 puts you at $1,000. That's great. You know, like from $10, that's great. There's nothing wrong with rolling the dice on a low cap coin, but don't put your life savings in it, right? If you, I promise you, if you put your life savings in here, you're going to be the reason it pumps. That's you're the reason why it pumps, right? Don't do that, right? If you want to, don't let me stop you, but I would just encourage anybody, no matter what project you're investing in, no matter how much conviction you have, if it's a low cap coin, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Dabble, just dabble. $100 here, $1,000 here, whatever a little bit of money is to you. You know, if $10,000 is a little bit of money for you, go for that. Whatever. Don't let me stop you. Put in $1 million. Somebody pump our bags. Go for it. Whatever it might be. I promise you, $1 million would rip this thing through the roof. But I got nothing else, man. I'm just rambling at this point. Make smart decisions. Do your research. I heavily encourage all of you to check out the website and figure out as much as you can about this project as you can. Follow Soul Saver on Twitter. He's the guy. I got nothing else. Take care. Bye bye. See you later.